Hey everyone, this is Old Dad at Old Dad Discoverers, and I'm at the Mercure Singapore Bugis. Very small little room. Space is very tight here in Singapore, so I'm getting ready to go about in Singapore before the film screening that's going to take place of Southeast Asian films as part of the Storytellers of the Mekong Showcase. So I'm headed out in Singapore. I'm gonna do a little walk and talk to share with you in a very new setting, a different setting that will be more interesting than what I've been doing, obviously, in Saigon. So to do a walk and talk in a very unique environment, and then head over to the Storytellers of the Mekong Short Film Showcase. So I'll take you along for this little journey, and I think I'm gonna go down to the Marina Bay Sands area. So that should be very beautiful scenery to then do a walk and talk in. Okay, so I'll see you shortly. Cheers. Him? Oh yeah. Okay. Taxi's here to pick up. Hello.
Mr. Goa.
Yes.
Science Museum. MBS Casino,
The museum?
Yes.
Yes. Such a beautiful city.
Singapore.
Yeah.
Yes.
So clean.
You are from?
I'm from Vietnam.
Oh, Vietnam.
Yeah. So first time here. Oh no. 10 years. 10 years. Been 10 years since I've been here. So much has changed and
Not so much. Too much.
too much.
Two, 3, 4 much change already.
But lots of beautiful sights.
Yeah. Now it's okay. Last time I thought it was okay, but now it's more okay.
Yeah. Everything is so orderly here.
This is people call Singapore wheel.
Oh yeah.
See over there.
There's the big Ferris wheel. So much more beautiful than Los Angeles or any of these. Wow. There's the sands coming on this. And there's the museum.
The opposite. Nearby.
CBD. So very big shopping mall here too. right?
Yes.
Hey, I've arrived at the Art Science Museum. This is also where the Marina Bay Sands is, so hopefully I'll be able to step into a place where you can see both. And I thought this would be a nice place to do a really cool walk and talk and share about the experience I had yesterday at the Storytellers of the Mekong. There's really loud music here, so I wonder how good the DJI mic is at cutting out the external sound and just listening to my voice. But I think I'm headed in the right direction. Oh, But yesterday, as part of the Storytellers of the Mekong, there were three very exciting panels. One was a producing panel with producers from Vietnam, Cambodia, and Singapore. And they shared some really valuable insights. Woo. The shops. So I'm gonna walk outside. I think it's more beautiful outside. But they shared a lot of insights on producing in the region, in these countries. And then after that producing panel, there were keynote speakers who talked about film financing and also projects that they were working on, uh, collaborations across countries, and seeing the potential for these amazing collaborations. So bringing in amazing talent from these different countries to work with one another. And that way you produce a film or an animated film that really resonates not only locally but internationally, but also have the best of the best working on the projects, with the goal being that you produce work that potentially looks like, say, more than what you actually spent on the budget. So that's the capability. If it's, you bring the best of the best together and able to produce amazing work. I think I'm headed in the right direction. There's not a lot of people here, but maybe that's good for the purpose of doing this recording. Anyways, and that was followed up by the conversations with the screenwriters panel, which I was on. And I and writers from Cambodia and Laos kind of shared the state of screenwriting in our respective countries, and also some of the different things that we deal with in writing and doing work in our respective countries. But we also see a lot of commonality in terms of, obviously, topic matter, the types of themes that we work with and tell stories about, but also how in our countries we work with things like censorship, how we work with particular topics that are a little bit sensitive, and how we creatively work around them as well. So not necessarily avoiding things, but maybe, tackling it in a different way, in a creative way. So it's a good bit of sharing, but also the other important thing is also the amazing networking that took place, to get people looking at the possibility of working together to create content that is relevant not only in our home countries, where sometimes, because of the lack of theaters, the lack of just overall number of people, then it's hard sometimes to get return on investment on projects. Look at this beautiful bridge. Beautiful walking bridge. Of course, the mall, Marina Bay Sands. Oh, from underneath. And then here I'm walking towards the Art and Science Museum. Gonna do a walk around it and then see if I can just pop in there and take a look, because that's one thing that sometimes is when you're in Vietnam and you're in that bubble, great things about Vietnam, but would love to have more museums, you know, and things that can be explored as an adult and also with the kids. So these are the things that I think are definitely missed. And so it's important to take trips out so that we can explore and see different things and experience different things. So, wow, such a beautiful view. And this Art and Science Museum is in the shape of a giant lotus. So I saw this from across the river yesterday at the Merlion, but now I'm walking here underneath it. Oh wow, it's such a amazingly beautiful structure that there's actually a museum tucked inside that. Art and Science Museum. And then here's the beautiful view of the river and the bridge. Oh, I hear Vietnamese voices. So some Vietnamese people. So, oh yeah, and look at this. The giant museum and the Marina Bay Sands. Is that not a fantastic view? Woo. And it's getting a little bit toasty out here, so maybe I'll do the perimeter and then go inside. But look at this. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm just... Water lilies. Ah, it's breathtaking. It is just breathtaking. And here's the view, the museum, and then the CBD. Oh, I gotta definitely bring my kids here next time, for sure. They would be mesmerized by all of this. So modern looking. Ah, breathtaking. But, oh, there's the Merlion from across. Guys, this is just exquisite. Exquisite. Oh. The view looking back at the Merlion. So, I think I'm pointing in the right direction. The Merlion back there. And it's super crowded, so I'm glad I went there last night. Oh. But anyways, the panel was just stupendous. The information drops, the sharing, the the fact that we're all in the region kind of facing the same things, but also realizing the possibilities that are here, that maybe, when we're siloed, we feel alone and we feel like things aren't progressing. But I think if we just shake hands and work together, share and pool resources and bring in the best people, that we can realize a lot of these stories. Oh my Lord. I can't even explain this. This is just unbelievably beautiful. I've got to take a photo for my wife and kids. My jaw is dropping. Marina Bay Sands. Oh my God. And then the lotus, I'm underneath it. This view is incredible. Oh my God. The expanse. It's the most beautiful thing I think I have ever seen. Most recently. Oh my Lord. Like Chúa? Seriously. Look at that view. Holy moly. Oh, this is just incredible. Okay, I'm blowing through battery here. I better learn to preserve a little bit. Let me see if I can step back and get a view of. There's obviously the museum, and then Marina Bay Sands. So definitely worth a trip outside of the country just to take in all this. And then I don't know what this is. I think it's the mall. I think it's malls. I mean, it's just such a lovely space. Guys, I'm not sure if this beauty can be explained in words. It's just stunning. Stunning, stunning, stunning is all I can say. But anyways, um, I think that these trips sometimes happen for a reason. I almost didn't go on this trip because the PhD was really pressing against me in terms of time, and it is still. But I'm so glad that I did because it's given me definitely a lot of motivation to finish. Meeting up with these talented young filmmakers, producers, potential financiers, and networking really is inspiring me to not only finish up my academic work, not just for myself and for my family, but I believe what I'm writing as part of my practice-based PhD will be very valuable, not only for myself in terms of healing, you know, and working through some difficult things with regards to not only my life and my obvious the impact of my father's loss on me, but also it really reinvigorated my mission, which is to make storytelling and screenwriting more accessible. So there's so much that's left on the table whenever a screenwriter writes, you know, because the work isn't realized as a film. There's so much insights that what I call the unrealized screenplay holds, that if shared, can really be very powerful. And maybe they are unproduced at this time because the market doesn't dictate it being made, because potentially, you know, the producers and business people say that there's no money to be made because there might not be an audience, but who knows what that script holds in terms of themes and concepts and ideas that could be then realized later on when maybe, you know, things like censorship and market forces change, you know, and things open up, and these stories then can be told and realized. And if not, they can still be very powerful with regards to research, with regards to inspiring other young writers to tell their stories. Because as I've said repeatedly, and I'm sure many people before me, is if we don't tell the stories, then who will? And if we don't tell the stories, others will. And maybe that doesn't reflect what, you know, really happened. So, you know, even if there is no opportunity to get it produced now, write it, put it down on the page, because again, it can be an artifact that could be realized later. Okay? So I hope that these words are inspirational to people, and it could not, you know, it could be in another area. It might not have to particularly deal with screenwriting, but maybe storytelling, poetry, novel writing, a piece of art, you know, a short film experiment. Get it out there, put it out there, you know, and see where it goes. But it needs to be shared, these stories, whatever they are, in whichever form or format that they come in. And I'm using this, you know, this trip to Singapore to really light a fire under me, to not only complete my PhD, but also get going on the stories that I really want to tell. And in time, things will be realized. I believe that. And, you know, get our stories out to the world. And even, you know, from this very trip, in speaking with somebody who is, you know, has financed an animated film. I'd thought about it. I thought about maybe realizing my mother as an animated film at one point. But really kind of in passing. But that has, you know, that's kind of stuck with me since yesterday, that why not? It would be quite a unique way to realize that story, if not as a live action picture. Because since my mother is a period piece, which might be difficult to recreate, you know, scenes that take place during the subsidy period of Vietnam, and also, you know, the streets of Ho Chi Minh City at that time, if it can't be recreated, you know, as an actual live action film, it could more easily be recreated as an animated film. And my mind is blown. So I'm gonna kind of look into that as a possible path or avenue to explore that I hadn't really put a lot of thought into, you know, as much as I should have. But I'll put it out there. So there are different creative solutions that if we expose ourselves enough and we go out and we seek and we explore and we talk to different people and we network, that these possibilities can become realities. So I'm feeling super energized and supercharged, and just soaking in Singapore really, you know, kind of shows me, gives me a glimpse into the future in a way. So again, super excited and super happy to share this little walk and talk in a very lovely environment. That wouldn't have been possible had it not been for the storytellers of the Mekong Showcase that Write and Eat and has put together and brought in all these great people together. So I hope that there are people out there who watch this who maybe, see the incredible work that's being done and maybe would be interested in supporting what we do and joining us, joining the Write and Eat family and team to help young writers and even older writers, but new writers, realize their voices and share their stories. And then through that, we build a big community that maybe starts off as in our countries, but also becomes regional and maybe becomes international through this whole process. So we do need your support, and we do need more voices to share, experienced voices, vets in the field who can share with young upcoming writers and filmmakers. And that's what it's all about. It's about community. Okay? I don't know what this is, but people are all looking. And I think that this is probably some kind of water fountain that then goes down to a lower floor of the mall. It's very interesting architecture. So this is at the mall. So we hope you guys join us. Special shout out to Andy Ho, one of the founders and a really good friend of mine, Singaporean, who created Write and Eat, but has also been a huge partner with RMIT, and particularly the RMIT Digital Film and Video Program, in providing internships and work for our graduates, and in putting together these great events and creating Write and Eat, along with Kam from Cambodia and Kam from Laos. I don't know why it's been sticking in my head, Cambodia, but Kam from Laos and Visao from Cambodia. The time and energy, the things that we do out of the spirit and the desire to, build this community has all come from our heart. Lots of sacrifices, but well worth it to see the young filmmakers here. So I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to continue to build and hope more people join. And I also want to make sure that there's a big shout out to Suisan, who is a screenwriter, but also one of the key people in running these workshops that we do online to inspire and help young writers in learning the craft of script writing. And she's been an amazing partner in this journey. And she's been going through some health situations that hopefully will turn out for the better. And just want to say how much we admire her and love her, and wishing her the best in continuing on with us. So Suisan, get well. We're with you in mind and spirit. And so looking forward again to continuing to work with you and to continuing to work with the young screenwriters of this region. So yeah, so I'll end it here. I mean, it's been glorious, but it's getting really hot out here. And I'm not sure what that is, but it's a giant orb. It looks like a coffee shop, but I'll walk out on this bridge and end it here with the orb, and then the amazing view of the Singaporean CBD, Central Business District. So there's the crazy museum, amazing architecture, and this giant orb. Looks like a coffee shop. No, I think it's an Apple store. Is it? I think so. It's either some kind of, oh, it is an Apple store. Woo! Is that the most beautiful Apple store you've ever seen? Ah. Ah. Incredible. There's the Merlion again. Beautiful view of the Esplanade, the whole CBD, followed by, let me get a view of it again. The Marina Bay Sands Hotel, the back end. So there you go. I think I'm gonna go into the Apple store now to get to chill a little bit. So I'll sign off here, everyone. Thank you for following my channel and supporting my channel and tuning in and following me along for this amazing walk and talk in the heart of Singapore. So I'll say goodbye to everyone, and I'll see you next time on the next walk and talk or next episode of whatever I discover with Old Dad. Cheers, everyone.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share Old Dad Discovers.